Eliminate hidden sugars and refined carbs to restore insulin sensitivity. The human body is designed to handle natural sugars that come from whole foods like fruits and vegetables. But in the modern diet, sugar is everywhere, often disguised under dozens of names. When you consume refined carbs or hidden sugars regularly, your blood sugar spikes rapidly, forcing your pancreas to release insulin to move that sugar into your cells. Over time, if this happens too often, your cells stop responding to insulin properly, and this is what we call insulin resistance. Once insulin resistance develops, it becomes very difficult to burn fat, regulate appetite, or maintain stable energy throughout the day. For men, especially after age 50, this becomes a major health challenge because the natural decline in hormones and muscle mass makes it harder to process glucose efficiently. Many foods that appear healthy are actually packed with hidden sugars. Breakfast cereals, flavored oatmeal packets, granola bars, salad dressings, ketchup, and even whole grain bread often contain added sweeteners. When you eat these foods, your blood sugar may spike to the same level as if you had eaten a piece of cake. The problem isn't just the sweetness you taste, it's the form the carbohydrates take. Refined carbs like white flour, white rice, and pasta break down almost instantly into glucose, flooding the bloodstream. Without fiber, fat, or protein to slow down absorption, your body experiences a quick surge of energy followed by a crash that leaves you tired, irritable, and craving more sugar. To restore insulin sensitivity, the first step is awareness. Start reading labels carefully. Look for ingredients like high fructose corn syrup, maltodextrin, dextrose, rice syrup, cane juice, or any word ending in O's. These are all forms of sugar. Even organic cane sugar or honey still spike insulin. Many health foods marketed for weight loss or energy actually sabotage your progress by keeping your insulin high all day long. The key is to replace these foods with options that don't trigger the same hormonal response. When you cut down on refined carbs, you allow your insulin levels to drop, which signals your body to start burning stored fat for fuel. This process, known as metabolic flexibility, is crucial for maintaining steady energy and healthy weight management. Instead of relying on constant carbohydrate intake, your body becomes more efficient at using fat as its primary energy source. Over time, your cravings for sugary foods begin to disappear because your blood sugar becomes stable. For men over 50, this is especially important. With age, muscle cells become less responsive to insulin, a condition known as age-related insulin resistance. This can lead to increased belly fat, fatigue, and difficulty losing weight even with exercise. Eliminating hidden sugars helps reset the system. When insulin levels normalize, testosterone production also improves, since chronically high insulin can suppress hormone balance. This means better energy, mental clarity, and physical performance. It's also worth understanding that not all carbs are bad. Complex carbohydrates found in whole vegetables, legumes, and small amounts of low glycemic fruits are rich in fiber, vitamins, and minerals that support metabolic health. The goal is to avoid the processed versions that have been stripped of their nutrients. Vegetables like broccoli, spinach, kale, cauliflower, and asparagus provide slow-digesting carbs that don't spike insulin and support liver detoxification, which helps clear excess sugar from the bloodstream. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to control blood sugar is replacing refined carbs with artificial sweeteners. These may seem harmless because they don't contain calories, but many studies show they still trigger an insulin response and disrupt gut bacteria, which plays a major role in glucose regulation. Instead of artificial sweeteners, try using natural alternatives like stevia or monk fruit, which do not impact insulin levels. Timing also plays a role in improving insulin sensitivity. Constant snacking throughout the day keeps insulin elevated, giving the body no time to rest or burn fat. By spacing out meals and allowing insulin to drop between eating periods, your metabolism can reset itself. Intermittent fasting, such as a 16-8 schedule, can be very effective here. During fasting hours, insulin levels stay low and the body shifts toward fat burning, which enhances insulin sensitivity even further. When transitioning away from sugar and refined carbs, the first few days can feel challenging. You might experience cravings, fatigue, or mood swings. This happens because your body is adjusting to using fat as a fuel source instead of glucose, staying hydrated and increasing your intake of electrolytes, especially magnesium, potassium, and sodium can help ease these symptoms. Once your body adapts, energy becomes more stable and mental clarity improves noticeably. Another factor to consider is the impact of liquid calories. Beverages are one of the most overlooked sources of hidden sugar. Sodas, fruit juices, flavored coffees, sports drinks, and even so-called vitamin waters can contain enormous amounts of sugar. One bottle of sports drink can have over 30 grams of sugar, equal to 7 teaspoons. Replacing these drinks with water, herbal teas, or black coffee can dramatically reduce your daily sugar intake without feeling deprived. Cooking at home gives you control over what goes into your food. Restaurant meals and packaged foods often contain hidden sugars to enhance flavor. Preparing meals from scratch using whole ingredients allows you to avoid these pitfalls. Focus on whole proteins like eggs, fish, chicken, and grass-fed beef, paired with healthy fats like olive oil, avocados, nuts, and seeds. These foods help balance blood sugar and keep you full for longer periods, reducing the temptation to reach for sugary snacks. Sleep and stress also influence insulin sensitivity. Lack of sleep raises cortisol levels, which directly increases insulin resistance. When you're stressed or sleep deprived, your body craves quick energy in the form of sugar. By managing stress through exercise, meditation, or even short walks outdoors, help keep cortisol under control, which improves your body's ability to process glucose efficiently. Exercise is another powerful tool for reversing insulin resistance. Even simple activities like walking after meals can help lower blood sugar levels by using up glucose circulating in the bloodstream. Strength training is particularly effective because it builds muscle mass, which increases the number of insulin receptors in the body. The more muscle you have, the better your body handles glucose. Incorporating these habits gradually is key. Start by removing obvious sources of sugar, then work your way toward eliminating refined carbs. Replace them with nutrient-dense foods that support hormone balance and stable energy. As insulin sensitivity improves, you'll notice better focus, reduced hunger, and a leaner physique. For many men, this shift can feel like turning back the clock, restoring vitality and strength that had slowly faded over the years. By consistently avoiding hidden sugars and refined carbohydrates, you take control of your metabolism instead of letting it control you. Your energy becomes steady, your mood stabilizes, and your body becomes more efficient at burning fat for fuel. Over time, this creates a foundation for lasting health, balanced hormones, and better quality of life. Build muscle and practice intermittent fasting to stabilize blood sugar naturally. Muscle tissue is one of the most metabolically active parts of the body, and it plays a huge role in controlling blood sugar. The more muscle you have, the better your body can use glucose for energy instead of storing it as fat. As men age, especially after 50, they naturally begin to lose muscle mass, a process called sarcopenia. This decline in muscle leads to reduced insulin sensitivity, slower metabolism, and more difficulty keeping weight off. That's why strength training and fasting together form such a powerful combination for restoring metabolic health and keeping blood sugar levels balanced. When you engage in resistance training, your muscles create microscopic tears that the body repairs, making the fibers thicker and stronger. This repair process requires energy and improves the muscle cell's ability to absorb glucose from the bloodstream. Even a single workout can increase insulin sensitivity for up to 48 hours afterward. Over time, consistent training enhances this effect, allowing your body to maintain more stable blood sugar levels even on days you don't exercise. For men dealing with high blood sugar or prediabetes, focusing on building lean muscle mass can be transformative. You don't need to lift heavy weights like a bodybuilder. Simple, compound movements like squats, push-ups, lunges, and resistance band exercises are incredibly effective. The goal is to challenge your muscles enough that they adapt and grow stronger. Short, intense sessions 2 to 3 times a week are far more beneficial than long, slow workouts that don't activate major muscle groups. In addition to strength training, incorporating intermittent fasting helps reset insulin function on a deeper level. When you fast, insulin levels drop, allowing your body to access stored fat for energy instead of constantly relying on sugar. This gives your pancreas a rest and helps improve insulin sensitivity over time. Fasting doesn't mean starving yourself, it simply means eating within a specific window and allowing your body time to recover between meals. One of the most effective methods is the 16-8 fasting schedule, where you fast for 16 hours and eat all your meals within an 8-hour window. For example, you might skip breakfast, have your first meal at noon, and finish dinner by 8 p.m. During the fasting period, only water, black coffee, or unsweetened tea are allowed. This helps keep insulin low and encourages fat burning. Once your body adapts, you'll notice that hunger becomes less intense and your energy levels more stable because your metabolism shifts toward using fat as a steady fuel source. Men over 50 often struggle with energy crashes throughout the day due to constant insulin fluctuations from frequent snacking and high-carb meals. Intermittent fasting breaks that cycle. By reducing the number of times you eat, you reduce the number of insulin spikes, which helps stabilize blood sugar and promotes more efficient energy use. When combined with resistance training, the effects multiply. Exercise depletes the glycogen stored in muscles, and fasting enhances the body's ability to tap into fat stores to refuel. It's also important to understand that fasting doesn't just improve insulin function, it triggers cellular repair mechanisms. During fasting, your body enters a state called autophagy, where it begins cleaning out damaged cells and recycling old proteins. This helps improve mitochondrial function and reduces inflammation, both of which are critical for metabolic health. Chronic inflammation interferes with insulin signaling, so anything that reduces it supports stable blood sugar. Building muscle and fasting together also have powerful effects on hormones. For men, maintaining muscle mass supports healthy testosterone levels, which decline naturally with age. Higher testosterone improves mood, energy, and motivation, all of which make it easier to stick to healthy habits. Strength training itself naturally boosts testosterone and growth hormone, while fasting further increases human growth hormones HGH, which aids in fat loss and muscle preservation. This combination creates a metabolic environment that favors strength, leanness, and stable energy rather than fatigue and fat storage. Nutrition still plays a crucial role in this process. When you break your fast, it's essential to fuel your body with nutrient-dense foods that support muscle recovery and hormonal balance. Focus on high-quality proteins like eggs, salmon, grass-fed beef, chicken, and tofu. Pair these with healthy fats from avocados, olive oil, nuts, and seeds. Include non-starchy vegetables for fiber and micronutrients. Avoid breaking your fast with sugary foods or refined carbs, as this will immediately spike insulin and undo the benefits of fasting. Hydration is equally important during fasting. Drinking plenty of water supports metabolism and helps prevent cravings that can sometimes be mistaken for hunger. Adding electrolytes, especially magnesium and potassium, helps maintain energy levels and prevents fatigue during longer fasting periods. Sleep is another factor that influences how well this approach works. Poor sleep can disrupt insulin sensitivity and muscle recovery. When you don't get enough rest, cortisol levels rise, which can increase blood sugar and slow muscle repair. Prioritizing 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night allows your hormones to reset and your muscles to rebuild after training. Combining good sleep with fasting and strength training creates a balanced metabolic rhythm that keeps blood sugar under control naturally. Stress management also affects this process. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which directly increases blood glucose levels and makes insulin less effective. Exercise and fasting can help regulate cortisol when done correctly, but excessive training or overly long fasts can stress the body further. The key is balance. Listen to your body and allow adequate recovery time. If you feel drained, shorten your fasting window or take a rest day from workouts. Over time, you'll find a rhythm that supports both physical and metabolic health. One of the best ways to track your progress is by paying attention to how your body feels rather than focusing solely on the scale. Improved insulin sensitivity shows up as fewer cravings, better energy throughout the day, and more mental clarity. You'll also notice reduced belly fat as your body starts using stored fat for fuel. This is particularly important for men, since abdominal fat is closely linked to insulin resistance and cardiovascular risk. Consistency is key. It can take several weeks for your body to fully adapt to fasting and strength training, especially if you've been used to eating frequently or avoiding exercise. Start gradually. Begin with shorter fasting periods, such as 12 hours, and slowly extend them as you become more comfortable. For exercise, focus on proper form and controlled movements rather than lifting heavy weights too soon. The goal is long-term sustainability, not short bursts of extreme effort. Many men find that once they establish this routine, their metabolism feels completely different. They wake up with more energy, their appetite stabilizes, and they no longer feel the need for constant snacks. This happens because their bodies have become more efficient at burning fat and using glucose properly. Over time, blood sugar readings often normalize, and dependence on sugar, heavy foods decreases naturally. Combining muscle building and intermittent fasting essentially teaches your body how to manage fuel efficiently again. It strengthens your cell's ability to absorb glucose when needed and burn fat when it's not. This metabolic flexibility is what protects against insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and unwanted weight gain. It's not just about restricting food or spending hours in the gym. It's about resetting your entire system to work the way it was meant to. Prioritize sleep, stress control, and whole foods for long-term metabolic health. Many people focus on diet and exercise when trying to manage blood sugar, but they often overlook two critical factors that determine how the body processes glucose: sleep and stress. Both have a direct effect on insulin sensitivity, hormone balance, and overall metabolic function. You can eat perfectly and exercise regularly, but if your sleep is poor and your stress levels remain high, your blood sugar will still fluctuate, making it difficult to achieve lasting results. For men over 50, this becomes even more important because hormonal changes make the body more sensitive to stress and less efficient at recovering from it. Sleep plays a vital role in regulating hormones like insulin, cortisol, leptin, and ghrelin. When you don't get enough quality sleep, your body enters a state of physiological stress. Cortisol, the stress hormone, increases, which raises blood sugar levels and triggers cravings for quick energy sources like sugar and refined carbs. At the same time, sleep deprivation decreases leptin, the hormone that signals fullness, and increases ghrelin, the hormone that stimulates hunger. This combination makes you feel hungrier even when your body doesn't need more food. Over time, poor sleep can lead to insulin resistance, weight gain, and chronic fatigue. To improve sleep quality, focus on creating a consistent routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps regulate your circadian rhythm, the internal clock that governs your body's natural sleep-wake cycle. Avoid bright screens and artificial light at least an hour before bed since blue light suppresses melatonin production, the hormone that helps you fall asleep. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet to encourage deep, restorative rest. Even small improvements in sleep can have a measurable effect on blood sugar control and energy levels throughout the day. Equally important is managing stress. Because chronic stress constantly keeps cortisol elevated, cortisol is useful in short bursts. It helps you handle immediate challenges. But when it stays high for long periods, it leads to high blood pressure, increased abdominal fat, and insulin resistance. Modern life is full of hidden stressors, from constant digital stimulation to financial pressure and lack of downtime. For men after 50, prolonged stress can accelerate muscle loss, reduce testosterone, and make it harder to maintain energy or focus. One of the simplest ways to reduce stress is through deep breathing. Taking a few minutes each day to slow down your breathing can signal your nervous system to shift from a fight or flight state to a rest and repair state. Activities like meditation, yoga, or even short walks outdoors can significantly lower cortisol levels. Spending time in nature has been shown to reduce stress hormones and lower blood sugar, partly because it encourages movement and relaxation at the same time. Exercise, while essential for metabolic health, can also be a tool for stress management when done properly. The key is balance. Gentle forms of movement like walking, stretching, or swimming can help lower stress, while high-intensity workouts release endorphins that improve mood. However, excessive exercise without recovery can have the opposite effect by increasing cortisol. Listening to your body's signals, knowing when to push and when to rest, is vital for maintaining long-term hormonal balance. In addition to managing stress and sleep, the foundation of stable metabolism lies in eating whole, unprocessed foods. Whole foods provide the vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants your body needs to regulate blood sugar naturally. Processed foods, on the other hand, often contain refined oils, added sugars, and artificial ingredients that promote inflammation and disrupt hormonal balance. Eating closer to nature means choosing foods that look the same way they did when they were grown or raised. Vegetables should make up a large portion of your plate, especially non-starchy ones like spinach, broccoli, kale, zucchini, and cauliflower. These provide essential nutrients without spiking blood sugar. Healthy fats from sources like avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, and fatty fish support brain function and hormone production. High-quality proteins such as eggs, chicken, beef, and lentils help preserve muscle mass and stabilize energy levels. When you combine these foods in balanced meals, your blood sugar stays steady, your energy improves, and cravings fade naturally. Eating whole foods also supports gut health, which plays a bigger role in metabolism than most people realize. The bacteria in your gut help regulate how efficiently your body absorbs nutrients and manages inflammation. Processed foods and artificial sweeteners can disrupt this balance, leading to bloating, cravings, and blood sugar instability. Including probiotic-rich foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, or kimchi can help restore healthy gut bacteria. Fiber from vegetables, fruits, and whole grains acts as prebiotic food for those beneficial bacteria, helping your digestion and metabolism function smoothly. Hydration is another simple but often forgotten part of maintaining metabolic health. Even mild dehydration can raise cortisol levels and affect insulin sensitivity. Drinking enough water throughout the day keeps your metabolism running efficiently and helps flush out toxins that can interfere with hormone balance. Herbal teas, mineral water, and electrolyte drinks without sugar can be excellent options for staying hydrated while supporting overall wellness. Another critical factor in metabolic health is avoiding constant snacking. Many people eat small meals or snacks all day long, which keeps insulin levels elevated and prevents the body from burning stored fat. Even if you're eating healthy foods, frequent eating can block fat metabolism. Giving your body time between meals allows insulin to drop and fat-burning hormones to activate. Combining this approach with nutrient-dense meals ensures you stay full longer and maintain stable energy levels. Mindful eating can also help you reconnect with your body's hunger and fullness signals. Eating slowly, chewing thoroughly, and avoiding distractions like television or phones during meals helps your digestive system work more efficiently. When you eat in a calm, focused state, your body produces more digestive enzymes, which leads to better nutrient absorption and fewer blood sugar spikes. For men over 50, combining these habits can dramatically improve vitality and resilience. Better sleep enhances testosterone production and recovery from exercise. Reduced stress lowers cortisol and inflammation. Whole foods supply the nutrients that support hormone health and metabolic repair. Together, these factors create a foundation for lasting balance where energy remains stable, mental clarity improves, and cravings decrease. Sometimes it's the small, consistent habits that create the biggest transformations. Going to bed on time, taking a few minutes each morning to breathe deeply, cooking a simple meal from whole ingredients. These actions may seem minor, but over time they reshape how the body handles energy. As insulin sensitivity improves and stress hormones stabilize, weight begins to regulate naturally and the body becomes more efficient at burning fat instead of storing it. Another aspect worth noting is the importance of community and connection in reducing stress. Loneliness and social isolation can elevate cortisol levels and worsen metabolic health. Spending time with supportive friends, engaging in hobbies, or participating in activities that bring joy can lower stress hormones and improve mood. Emotional well-being is deeply tied to physical health, and taking care of both ensures a more sustainable lifestyle. It's also beneficial to limit stimulants like caffeine or alcohol, especially in the evening. Too much caffeine late in the day can interfere with sleep, while alcohol disrupts blood sugar and liver function. Moderation is key. 1 or 2 cups of coffee in the morning is fine for most people, but replacing late-day caffeine with herbal tea can improve rest quality significantly. Sunlight exposure during the day helps regulate your circadian rhythm, supporting deeper sleep at night. Just 15 to 30 minutes of natural light exposure in the morning can help your body produce the right balance of melatonin later in the day. Pairing this with light physical activity, like walking outdoors, creates a natural rhythm that enhances both mood and metabolic stability. All these factors, sleep, stress control, and whole foods, work together like pieces of a puzzle. Each supports the other, and when they're aligned, the body operates efficiently. Blood sugar becomes more predictable, hormones stay balanced, and the risk of chronic disease declines. Over time, your metabolism becomes more flexible, allowing your body to adapt to different energy sources easily and maintain balance through life's natural changes.